Welcome, Jack.
Thanks so much. So glad to be here. First time actually for me to kind of humble. So it's so nice to see so many supporters here. For some of you that who don't know me or our team, just a little bit introduction about myself and the team. I start into the space just like you guys as an early investor. I got into Bitcoin in 2012 and invested in when it's very cheap at that time. And in 2014, pretty much I put all my Bitcoins into Ethereum, luckily. And at the same time, I started a project called Factor. I think in the last 2 years, less than 2 years, the coin market cap ranking was number 8, right? So in 2016, I started a company called Wanglue and started incubating the project called Wanchain. And so far, our team has been growing. We have 3 bases around the world, and we have more than 40 engineers, 20 plus business people, and also dozens of community managers around the world with supporters like you guys, more than 200,000 people around the world, more than 100 countries. So thank you so much. So very importantly, this month called Celebration of 2.0. After we launched 1.0 early this year, we spent more than 6 months now working on 2.0, and actually it's more than almost 1.5 months of testing. The first testing was 1.0. I'm sorry, 2.0 alpha testing for about a month, and more than 200 people around the world, technical people, participated, and at least 50 of them provide feedback to us. And we opened the second network called Beta Network. That's about a couple weeks ago. We plan to test this beta testnet for about a month or so, and then we'll open up to the production. Actually, our tech team has been working day and night. We will be ready to deploy the 2.0 onto production probably in a few days next week, and we'll test it internally and release it to public probably around 20th of this year. Of this month. So we'll have a world tour basically around the world. This whole month is celebration for 2.0. And why is that? Why is it so important? Because we, as you see that on the screen, 2.0 and 18. This is very significant milestone, not just for our own project, but for the whole blockchain industry. As you all know, that it's very important to get cross-chain working, and many teams around the world, they started at 2013 or 2014. They are looking into this problem. This problem is very challenging, and our team has a solution. And we're the first one to make it to this milestone, and we are very proud. But it's very important to the industry, because this might be a solution to the network problem, to the security problem, for the high energy consumption problem for the industry. This might be the solution. So that's why we're saying that this is a very important celebration. And for the features, I just want to mention that before this 2.0, the mainnet we have smart contract plus privacy protection, and has been out there for over half a year. So far, no problem so far. Zero problem, guys. And we have deploy our Explorer, upgrade our wallet multiple times, continue to improve the features, and of course July version we have cross-chain to Ethereum first, and after this we will have cross-chain capability with Bitcoin and also the major ERC20 tokens. And we are working on the cross-chain capability with consortium chain as well. That's 4.0, and hopefully we will release all of that ahead of schedule. So the technology we're using is called multi-party computing and also sharing. How it works is we're going to create a separate network with, let's say, smaller number of nodes, 21 nodes. They have their own consensus. And with their consensus, they plan to have 10% of our total token supply to reward the miners, basically all the validators. So that's, these number of nodes will create a separate locked account in the target chain, and they will also have a consensus to look at or validate the transactions on the original chain. At the same time, let's say with a 16 out of 21 threshold, they can create a signature of the target chain. This allows us to connect with pretty much any blockchain out there. And 21 million, and we will allocate 10% of that, it's 2.1 million for the storming. So basically for the 21 nodes, we probably will have multiple groups for in the future, right? But we will open for registration hopefully by later this year. So you can accumulate as many Wancoins as possible and start to deposit. Some people might ask, why is it so important? What can we use it for, right? So you will see a lot of applications today. We have several projects that will talk about how you use the cross-chain capability. As we described in the white paper, once you have multi-asset wallet, and then people with, let's say, use this example, Ethereum. Somebody has Ethereum, somebody has Bitcoin. They can trade directly, right? We call it decentralized exchange. At the same time, you can have decentralized loans, cross-chain, and then you can have multi-asset payment. As we announced the Pondiax, partnership, and there's many other similar applications. And then we can have multi-asset fund. For many fund managers, probably some of you will be very excited to see this. You can manage multi-asset cross-chain assets in a single place. So this is some screenshots of our new Explorer and also wallet on the right-hand side. Our wallet is right now is PC-based, and we're working with many partners like CryptoCurve, and today we also have a project called Thea, and we'll work with many wallet providers. Wallet is basically the entry point to our network, and of course they all have different features, and they're trying to bring more volume into our network. All right, so it's very important to grow our ecosystem. If you are our investor, if you are our supporter, you want to see the Wanchain ecosystem to grow. And as I mentioned to some of you earlier today, it takes time, right? For any ecosystem to build it, we need time and we need people. And I want every one of you to be part of this. This is an open network, right? Our Wanchain team can develop code, but we need every one of you to come and build it together. All of us, we are the owners of this new network. And this network is the future. And how do we build it? Right? We have a grand plan, and we have been working on this for quite a while. We have some program called WAN Eco, whoever bring the new applications onto Wanchain will have enough reward to, to the project, and whoever bring it to it or refer to it. And we also have a WAN lab program around the world. Actually, we have teams scattered around the world in multiple WAN labs, and we will help or incubate some of the startups, and as well as the established companies. Help them to make the transition from the traditional, business into the token economy. And also we have WAN dev program, and we want the developers around the world to participate in this program to build applications on top of Wanchain. Have hackathons continually just throughout the year. And we also have WAN fund. Fund will have create a WAN-based or Ether-based fund, and also we will work with many funds around the world to co-invest into many of the projects on top of Wanchain. One more thing I want to mention is land chain technology. So Wanchain is for the public network, and I know in the future we're going to have established companies, established banks. They all want to come into this big way. So we offer an enterprise-based solution called Wanchain, or we call it industry chain, to help them to move on top of this token economy. Right? In the beginning, we can set up a private chain. Eventually, it can become a public chain. So AllSpark today is one of the examples we can do that. So let's build all this new digital economy together, and I want to give more time to our projects. So if any of you have more questions, come to me. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.